What's up, y'all? It's your girl Nick Robinson here with the Yara Effect once again with another video. Today, I just want to get into this whole Dr. Heavenly, Dr. Contessa mess. Okay, first of all, we tired of it, all right? Somebody tell production, somebody tell Dr. Heavenly, somebody tell Dr. Contessa, this is old. It was old when Dr. Contessa came back, okay? For us, it was old when you came back, Dr. Contessa, honestly. I get it that you feel hurt and wronged by who you thought was your friend. I think y'all had a genuine friendship. I think that the rule applies that just because I say something don't mean you can say it. In this case, Dr. Heavenly, I think sometimes you're blind to what you do and say to people, but just because it wouldn't bother you. Dr. Heavenly, I feel she thinks that because Dr. Contessa opened up about her marriage and said what she said about her husband, that it's fair game. Because to her, if she talked about her marriage, it would be fair game. And that's why she said from the beginning, my marriage is not for sale. So, Dr. Heavenly, I would challenge you to be objective. You're very intelligent, but be objective to how someone else could feel. I think that's what's missing for Dr. Heavenly. I think that if Dr. Heavenly were able to kind of like just think about things from somebody else's perspective, then she could understand where Dr. Contessa is coming from. At the same time, Dr. Contessa, what do you want from Dr. Heavenly as far as an apology? She's apologized already. Do you want her to kiss your feet? I mean, do you want her to get on her knees and beg you? You know that's not gonna happen. You know what I mean? And honestly, once she said what she said about Dr. Scott, in case you don't remember, on her live, somebody asked, "Do you think that he's abusive?" And she said verbally, yes. That's what she said. That's her opinion. She gave it. Somebody asked her. It's not like she just went on and just was like, "Oh, Scott did this, Scott did that." And she did say, Dr. Heavenly did say there was other things that happened off screen, off camera, that she saw that she didn't even speak on, nor do I think she will speak on, nor do I think she ever will speak on, because I feel like if she were going to do it, she'd do it at this point. So we have the reunion coming up, part two, and we see they go deeper into their disagreement on the show, and they are talking, and I don't know what Dr. Contessa want. And Dr. Simone tries to chime in because Dr. Simone went through something similar with Dr. Heavenly a few years ago, where, when Cecil was having a problem finding employment after he got laid off, Dr. Heavenly got mad when Cecil said something about pressure washing her house based off of what Mariah had said at one time. And so then she said, well, you need to get a job. And Dr. Simone was like, you can't talk about my husband like that. And I don't disagree with that. Again, when you start talking about folks' husbands, you really touching on some very, very sensitive stuff. And that should be off limits. If y'all friends like y'all say y'all are, y'all shouldn't go so low. Period. It's not cute. I don't like it. I feel like, in one of her lives, Dr. Heavenly said that it has gone further than she feel like it should have, and she gonna try to bring it back. I would recommend Dr. Heavenly, don't even say anything about Dr. Contessa anymore. Don't say her name. Don't make reference to anything regarding her or her husband. If somebody asks you a question, just change the subject or something. Like you don't have to talk about it anymore. There's nothing else to be said. I think you guys have gone as far as you guys can go. You can't go too deep. If y'all both gonna be on the show next season, y'all just gonna have to be cordial. Hey and bye. No interaction really between y'all two. Dr. Contessa, let it go. Let it go. Because if I'm being objective on the other side of it, you did say whatever you said about your husband. I don't even remember no more. Because again, it was like 2 seasons ago and you came back with the same thing. We ain't seen nothing about your life. Aside from the diabetes, work that you're doing, I applaud you on that. And I will never take anything away from either lady regarding their careers. They are successful. Like them or not, they are successful Black doctors. And that is so far and few between. When you look at the medical industry, it's not a lot of Black doctors. So I will never take away anything that either one of those ladies have accomplished in their careers. They are very smart women. They're very intelligent women. But you know how sometimes people have a lot of book smarts, but like anything else, it's kind of like questionable. I feel like the way they're presenting themselves, the way they're arguing, the way they're saying the things that they're saying, that's how it's coming off. And I would just urge them to just let it go. Dr. Contessa, she's not going to give you whatever it is you're looking for. She can't take it back. As much as Dr. Heavenly like to say, I'm going to say it, I'm going to take it back. She can't take it back. She said it and she felt the way she felt. And I do agree with Dr. Heavenly when she told you, if you're going to stay with him, stop talking about him, because that's just common sense. If you are having problems with the man, why you gonna get on TV and say some of the things that you were saying if you gonna stay with him? It doesn't make sense. And she did stop talking about him to the point that Dr. Scott, I don't even remember much of what he said in this season. He was so quiet. He was so quiet. In the scenes with Dr. Contessa, they really wasn't even talking. They wasn't engaging at all. And that's odd that even in the scene with your wife, y'all weren't really interacting with each other. That tells a lot. Ain't none of us stupid. You know, y'all hit a rough patch, of course. It seems like y'all still trying to work y'all way through it, and that's fine. But for you to try to say that Dr. Heavenly tried to ruin your marriage, I think that's a stretch. I think that's a big, big stretch, because I don't believe that. I don't. You can say what you want to say, of course. Like, you can feel how you want to feel, of course. But do I think that Dr. Heavenly tried to ruin your marriage? No, I don't. I believe she said something that pissed you off and you've been holding on to it. If you was going to come back to the show where you knew Heavenly was, why you came with that same energy from 2 years ago? At this point, it's 3 years. Let it go. We tired of it. It's whack. It's weird at this point, because in the clip for the reunion that's coming up, the part 2, we see where, they arguing, and then Dr. Contessa's like, "Oh, but you look so beautiful." Like, is that not weird to anybody else? It's just weird to me. Like, the whole season, outside of the diabetes, part that she had later on, right before the season finale, when they did the diabetes little medical moment or whatever, she was talking about Dr. Heavenly the whole time. Either one or two things, Dr. Contessa: forgive her and move on, or hate her and shut up. Like, I'm sorry. You have nothing else to say regarding this woman. Y'all not friends. Dr. Heavenly has already given up on you guys being friends. I want you to give up on y'all being enemies. Please. Because it's tiring. It's old. It's dry. Honey, it's just dead. Okay? The horse is dead. It done decomposed and it's dust. Okay? Can we please just get y'all to commit to doing something else? Dr. Contessa, what's going on with the kids? Like, your beautiful children. What's going on with them? What's going on with you and Dr. Scott's practice? You guys are in practice together. You guys are working together. How is that? How are you impacted? That's married to medicine for sure. You guys are married. Y'all have y'all practice together. How is working together with your husband bettering your marriage? Or is it putting too much strain that you guys don't get enough space? Like, can we get something other than this whole heavenly hate train that you've been on? I would love to know something other than that. I feel like, I don't know if production didn't give us anything outside of what we saw, or because like there was nothing there, or because they just was like, forget it. Because Dr. Heavenly did say that she had some things going on with her children that she filmed. They went all the way down to FAMU when Alora was there. They didn't get any of that. We didn't see any of that. I get it. Y'all trying to do what's best for the ratings. We all know that as much as people hate Dr. Heavenly or hate how the show is going or whatever the case may be, you're still watching it because the ratings are such that you're still watching it. So that's what they are giving you. That's what they're giving us. And where the fans at that just want something else now? Okay, yes, we understand that a little bit of drama go a long way. It go a very long way. I don't think production understands how long the little bit of drama go. This season was action packed with it. You had the whole Quad and T thing. You had the whole Dr. G and Quad thing. You had the whole, T and Dr. Heavenly thing. You had Contessa and Dr. Heavenly. You had, it's just okay. We got enough. Okay, we have enough. And this is a long term fan. I've been watching since the beginning. Since the beginning, I've been watching, and this season, it had a lot of explosive moments. It had a lot of intriguing moments, but it also had some moments where I was like, it's too low, it's too dark, it's just not the show that the hardcore long term fans want to see. So I'm hoping that next season we can get to a place where, first of all, I don't know that I want any of the ladies replaced. I don't know, because again, the show has been built upon the Fab Five, if you want to call them that. That's what they gave. That's what they named themselves, the Fab Five. That's Dr. Jackie, Dr. Simone, Dr. Heavenly, Toya, and Quad. That's the Fab Five. A lot of people are calling for the Fab Five to be dismantled. There's various things out there and reasons as to why all five of them should be gone. Dr. Simone didn't really give much during the season. What she did give, it wasn't complimentary. It wasn't complimentary. It wasn't. I don't like talking about folks' children because I don't want nobody talking about mine. So I'm gonna leave that where it's at. But y'all, if you know, you know. Okay. I'm gonna leave it alone. People are calling for Dr. Jackie to be taken down because they say she's boring, and stuff like that. She's not the true matriarch of the group, stuff like that. They're calling for Toya to be taken down because Toya didn't bring much but a Birkin bag party and the Bridgerton theme party. But Toya, let me say this about Toya. Toya lightened the load a little bit because we was getting a lot of just heaviness. She lightened it up a little bit. Do I think that the Birkin bag baby shower was necessary? I don't. Even her son and her husband was like, Toya, what are you doing? Okay. But it was a way for her to try to get the ladies together, to try to get everybody on a good foot before they went on the trip. And then for the trip to go like it did, Lord have mercy. I mean, it was a hot mess. Okay? It was a mess. There's mess, and then there is a hot mess. And this right here is not hot in a good way. It was too much. So, do I think Toya needs to leave? I don't, but I would like more from Toya. I would like more from her, and I don't need her fighting with anybody. I just need, other than what she just did parties this season, but they were needed. We needed some lightness. We needed some humor, and I love her and Dr. Eugene when they're in confessional. They're hilarious. And anytime Dr. Eugene is in a scene, I'm looking to see what he's doing because he is hilarious to me. His facial expressions, the things that he says, like, he's hilarious. So I just for Dr. Eugene alone, I don't want them to leave because he be giving in the scenes. He really does. If you ain't paid attention, pay attention to Dr. Eugene because every time he's on the screen, I'm laughing. So we can't lose that on the show, please, because it ain't been a whole lot to laugh at that's been actually comical. It's been some things that's been very dark. They're calling for Quad to leave because it's like, oh, she's not married to medicine anymore. She's extra. She's bougie. She's this. She's that. Quad made for good TV though. So I mean, even if she leaves married to medicine, they gonna have her somewhere because she makes for good TV and she draws eyes. I mean, like, there's a lot of Quad haters out there, but there's a lot of people who love Quad. So she's polarizing. They want that for television. She's polarizing, and she's been on TV for 11 seasons now. And everybody said, oh, she's so fake. Child, the girl been the same since she started. All this long-winded talking and all of the dramatics and stuff like that. She's a Taurus, and my best friend is a Taurus. And every lady girlfriend that I've had that have been closest to me are Tauruses. They're like that. They're dramatic. They talk all the time. Me and my best friend, when we was in school, we would get in trouble for talking because she could not shut up. That's just how they are. So people say she's fake. I don't think so. I think that she's extra, absolutely. But she fabulous at the same time. I be want to see what's next, honestly. So I don't think they're gonna get rid of her. Oh, because she's not married to medicine anymore. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter because she brings too many eyes. She's polarizing. So you know, they're not. And then Dr. Heavenly, everybody know why everybody want Dr. Heavenly out. They say she's too messy. They say Dr. Heavenly is evil. I don't think she evil. I think that Dr. Heavenly says a lot of the things that we are all thinking. I think that Dr. Heavenly does need some tact. That's what she needs. And she don't always have to say what she thinks. Dr. Heavenly just off the head. Like pretty much whatever she thinks, she says it. And sometimes that ain't needed. And then when she isn't saying anything, people be like, "Oh, what's wrong with Dr. Heavenly?" Dr. Heavenly, take a rest, boo. Take a rest because honestly, like it or not, the stuff that Dr. Heavenly keep up, it keep the eyes on the show. It does. It does because if we didn't have Dr. Heavenly on the show, right? Based on the cast that we have now, what would they be talking about? If Quiet wasn't on the show, what would they be talking about? I'm just asking. I'm just asking. And I'm never for somebody losing their job. Y'all, in this economy, losing your job, even if you're a star, losing income is not the move, period. Okay? It's not the move. So I'm never advocating for anybody to lose their job, per se. But we are tired of certain things. We're tired of the nastiness. We're tired of these ladies saying, "Oh, we're friends for real," but then we're not seeing the friend behavior for real. So yeah, that's what I got for this. I mean, I'm looking forward to seeing part 2 of the reunion because I want to see what happens with the whole Quan and Simone thing. They're probably gonna say that to the third part, most likely to the third part, but it is what it is. It's already, bubbling though. We can tell that. So anyway, y'all tell me what y'all think. I like the show too much to see it go away. I don't want to see it go away. But I do feel that some things need to change. I do feel like they need to kind of shift a little bit. If Dr. Contessa is going to stay on there, talk about something else. You don't talk about Heavenly either, please. We know how you feel. We done heard what you think of her husband too. So let's let that be. Because the same thing that you saying that she did, that's what you doing. Except you bringing gossip from the streets. Whew, Lord. That to me is too far. So, I know people have it out for Heavenly. I do. But y'all got to understand and admit that those things that was being said, if it was your man, if it was your husband, it's hurtful. You accusing her of doing the same thing that you are now doing. And you may feel justified in that. But is that who you want to be? If you think it's so bad that she did it, why isn't it bad if you do it? You understand? So between the two of those ladies, somebody got to call a ceasefire. Somebody. Dr. Contessa, she seemed too far gone to do that. So hopefully Dr. Heavenly can. Just don't say anything about it and see what she brings. Because honestly, Dr. Contessa is hiding behind her beef with you, Dr. Heavenly. That's what she's doing. She didn't bring anything to the show. Nothing. Aside from this big raging beef for you and the diabetes event. That's all I saw. Oh, and a whole lot of nakedness. My God. Dr. Contessa was naked. She was like nude almost. Jesus, the whole time. Like, I don't understand that. I think once she did the little bodybuilding contest, she just like not being in clothes. I don't know. Anyway, yeah. I didn't talk about Sweet Tea because I don't have much to say. I feel like she just need to go and focus on having a baby for her husband if that's what she really want to do. She's not gonna be able to do it in this group of ladies because I feel like she's too preoccupied with all of them. I do. She's too preoccupied. She may say she wants a baby, but you're not. I don't see when you're in this group of ladies what you're doing for that to be conducive. It's not. It's not. I mean, she act like she carried the show on her back, and she didn't. I'm sorry, you didn't. You can go. Actually, you can go and go do what you need to do to give your husband that baby that you promised him because you came with that energy. So you have to fulfill that. You have to fulfill that, and we see in the next clip where Quad ate her up about it. Quad ate her up about it. She did. But when you come out with that type of energy and you saying those things, you got to know that if you talk all the mess that she has talked, it's going to be a rebuttal. And that's where they're going to hit you at. You can't sit there and say all the things. Because if y'all, I don't know if y'all pay attention, but everywhere Letitia went, she was talking about Quad. Everywhere. Everywhere she went. If it was her YouTube channel, if it was an interview, I mean, it got to a point for me where people was just asking her there to talk about Quad. And it's weird. Like, why would you allow them to use you like that? Do you not see that that's what's happening? Like, you say the ladies was using you. Well, every outlet that you've been on been using you. Honey, I would feel sorry for her, except I don't. Because first of all, they want to call her little girl. She young. She ain't that young, y'all. It ain't like she in her 20s. This girl is approaching her mid-30s. Okay? So though that may be young under some of the ladies, because Quad is like 10 years older than her. So, and the other ladies, of course, are older than that. So while that may be young to them, in real life, that ain't really young. She needs a little bit more maturity, to be honest. And I ain't saying the other ladies don't, because they do. I feel like, we all have moments where we ain't where we need to be and on the level. But, oh, Lord, it's painful sometimes to watch her say the things that she say, because in the first part of the reunion, I was like, ma'am, you're not helping your case with how you looking amongst this group of ladies. You're not. I'm sorry, she's not. And I know she has fans out there. She does. And I'm not trying to come down too hard on her. I'm not. But I'm just saying what I see. And from what I see, she needs to go and give that baby to her husband. And if being on this show has to be sacrificed, I think that's what she needs to do. And I'm going to say this last thing and I'm going to go. Like, in the first part of the reunion, Dr. Simone did try to talk to her. And she couldn't even let that happen. Somebody who was trying to kind of big sister your way through and guide you a little bit, you can't even take that. She's so stuck on having it with Quad, having it with Toya in that moment, that she couldn't even hear what Simone was saying to her. It was good advice. But at the time, in the moment, I don't think she understands what to do. And it shows. Some of my ladies that's her age and older, tell me what y'all think. Like, is she acting on level, or is she needing to come up a little bit as far as her behavior, as far as how she acts? I don't know. And then the delusional comment kept swirling around her. I don't disagree with that. I don't disagree. I don't. There are people out here who feel that Quad still want Dr. G. No, she don't. No, she don't. However, what you are seeing is when someone has been in a bad relationship with somebody and they are around, this is what you're going to get. You're going to get some of that traumatized rhetoric that we're seeing here. I could not imagine being around the man who I escaped DV from. Ain't no telling how I would act. There's no telling how I would act. And I gotta go to work, because that's essentially what this is. This is their job. I gotta go to work and see this person. Not only that, his new spouse is in my face. Y'all can't discount that. All right, I'm gonna get on out of here. Y'all like, comment, subscribe, share all the good things. I appreciate y'all. I love y'all. And I'll see y'all in the next one. Bye.